And we're live.
And we're live. Dave doesn't learn his lesson.
I never learn my lesson. Why? Why learn lessons?
For those of you who can't see my name at the bottom there, you just see my fat gut. My fat gut in my tracksuit. Let's go this way a little bit. There we go. Get out of the shot.
I'll just put the link on Discord. It's probably just going to be So we got something incredibly exciting planned, don't we?
For me?
Anthony and I doing a thing. I'm not going to add everyone at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Probably not the best idea. You want to try to stay on good terms with everybody, you know?
Promotion's important.
Uh-huh.
So let me get that off the screen. And there we go. So you ready?
Oh, I was born ready.
Oh, excellent. Hi, I'm Dave, and welcome to How the Heck Does This Thing Work? Today, I've got aspiring musician Anthony, who just bought himself something called a Moog Mother 32. Hi, Anthony.
Hello, Dave.
Is that correct? Did I get the name of the thing right?
You did. I traded it, actually. I didn't even really buy it. I traded it. I traded my MS-20 for it.
Huh. Yeah. We're so in sync now, you're predicting my questions. That's pretty good. And are you so far happy with the trade?
Oh, absolutely. The MS-20 looks super cool, but I could never get a sound that I really enjoyed out of it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Different synth fans, seem to be able to get good sounds out of different devices.
I don't want you to think that I'm anywhere near talented. So it was just me. The MS-20 is probably pretty badass, but it was all just me.
I mean, it is one of the most famous synthesizers of all time, but
right. Just my skills don't quite match the, I didn't get it. I couldn't get it through my head. Just this Moog seems already 100 times simpler to understand for me to wrap my tiny little pea brain around.
Yeah. So in a short sentence, what is the Moog Mother 32?
Single oscillator, possibly a dual oscillator synthesizer. It's a monosynth, so one note at a time is all you get. Mainly good for basses and things like that.
And leads, maybe.
And what? Oh, and leads. Yeah.
Was that a short sentence?
I don't know. Was it? It was more like a choppy 3 or 4 sentences.
So, for simplicity, from now on, I'll just call your Moog Mother 32 your mum, okay?
Sounds good to me.
So let's have a good look at your mum and
all
see
right.
what it sounds like.
I see where you're going with this.
Do you think this is worth it?
Yes. So far, so good.
A one joke episode.
Yes, absolutely. The best part is that you're pointing at my fucking almost my crotch. Just shot in here. That's the best part of this whole thing.
So someone's asking where their theme song is. I don't know who you are. Go away.
Go. Don't tell people to go away. You never tell them. Subscribe and like.
Yeah, sorry.
It's never go away.
Smash that like button.
Yes, subscribe and smash that like button, buddy. Thanks for the comment. We'll look into it.
Once we work out the sequencer on Anthony's mum.
I
Um,
I have not even, other than turn it on and off, I haven't touched the sequencer yet. So I haven't got that far.
we'll get there. We'll get there. So is your mum in her default state?
No.
No.
So I've got the VCO pulse patched to the external in to use the square wave as the second oscillator. I can undo that if you'd like. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, if you can pull out the plugs and
I can. Do you want me to pull the ones out from the keyboard?
your mum back in her default state. I'm sorry?
Do you want me to pull out the ones from the keyboard? Because that I'm controlling it with the keyboard through the.
No.
Just making sure. I can plug it in through MIDI if you'd like.
Take a wild guess at who's awake right now and who Anthony said he'd make a theme song for, asshole. Huh. Okay.
I think I've told a lot of people I'd make them a theme song.
I still don't know who you are.
It's Ben.
But I'm not going to tell you to go away anymore. It's who?
Yeah, smash that like button. It's Ben, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe it's John. I don't fucking know.
How many theme tunes do you promise people?
Anybody that asks, yes, I will write you the greatest theme song ever. Why not? It's always a good idea to overpromise and underdeliver. Isn't that the saying?
Exactly. Yes. Overpromise, underdeliver. Always. And you're going to be starting another podcast soon, like a 5-minute daily podcast of all your business tips, or
yes, absolutely. I promise.
Okay. First thing is oscillators. Now, you said that it was a single oscillator.
Yes. Switchable between a pulse wave and a saw wave.
Okay. Can we hear the raw? Have you got the filter fully open? Resonance turned on?
Yes. That is the saw wave. I absolutely love pulse width modulation. I just think that's such an awesome sound.
Yes. So the Moog 30. Oh, I mean, sorry, your mum.
You got to keep that joke going, man.
Yep. All the way to the end.
That's right.
It does pulse width modulation but you've got to patch it.
So there you can VCO mod source, you can switch it to the LFO, and then the LFO modulates. Maybe.
Do you mind just turning up your mum a little bit?
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. See, it'll modulate it with the LFO.
Oh, I should
without patching.
I should have asked at the start if your mum's turned on.
You missed that opportunity, didn't you?
Yes. So what we were talking about, oscillators. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just got the two oscillators. It's got
technically two oscillators. It's got an oscillator for a square wave and an oscillator for a sawtooth, but one at a time. But it's also got a mixer to where you can mix. If it's got nothing patched into it, it's noise. But you can patch in the square wave, so you can kind of blend the two. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Do you usually add noise to your custom patches?
I do. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I like it. I like noise and I like pulse width modulation.
Do you like?
I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it is about. And I can't even explain it. I've always just thought pulse width modulation was super cool.
Yeah, no, it is. So do you like the noise that your mum makes?
So far I do. So you got to remember this
Is it a you go?
is it what?
You said you've got to remember that
What?
you just got the device. Can you hear
Oh
me?
yeah, you've got it. Oh yeah. Sorry, you got to remember. I just got it. Today. I sat down about probably an hour before now, about an hour ago,
Yeah.
and I've been messing with it for about an hour, and I messed with it for probably an hour and a half yesterday, and that's it. I mean,
Yeah. That's what
so
I
I
said
haven't
at the
had a
start.
whole lot of time with it.
You're an aspiring musician.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't even looked at how to work the sequencer yet. I've been just trying to get some sounds out of it. I'm more interested in how it sounds than how to sequence it at this point.
Yes. Is the noise adjustable or it's?
No, it's white. It's all you get is white noise, and you can turn it up and down. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Huh. Okay. Next, I guess,
Next.
is the filter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if it's what type of filter it is? If it's a
Oh,
2-pole or 4-pole or whatever it's
I
called?
I
12
don't.
decibels
All
per.
I know is that it's a Moog ladder filter. That's all I know because I just remember reading it. I didn't read, the specifics on it.
I
I'm
think
not even sure that I could tell you a difference between a 2-pole and 4-pole and a 12 decibel and 24 decibel. I couldn't even tell you the difference.
it's just how steep the slope is on the filter curve.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think 24 is better for monophonic generally, and 12 is better for polyphonic, but
Hmm.
that's not universally true. So can we hear the filter on? What did you say? What did you say? The two? It's saw and square, isn't it?
Saw and square, yes. So here's the saw wave, filter closed. That's with no resonance.
Yes, 0 resonance. Yeah.
So there's about 25% resonance, I suppose. Right in there, it sounds fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I love that. There's about 50% resonance. You start to lose it, right in here. There ain't a whole lot of.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot going on. Well, I mean, there's a lot going on, but
Yeah.
not that my ears can pick up.
But it just on 0 resonance, that it sounds really good.
Yeah. So that is about 75% resonance right there, and about 50% on the cutoff.
And your mum is screaming. That
Yeah,
is
exactly.
that's called self. Yeah, that's self oscillating.
Yeah.
Some filters can do that, some can't. But yeah, no, that's cool. I don't know if it's fully coming across on YouTube how good it sounds, but it does sound as good as any of the other Moog synths from what
To me, it's to me. I'm able to get my dumb brain is able to get sounds that are usable way better than I could with the MS-20. I just couldn't, like I said, I just couldn't wrap my head around the MS-20. I felt it made me feel stupid. Like it was just like, okay, this sucks. I don't like this. This sucks.
So instead of, it didn't make you feel like Daft Punk,
Right? No.
because they've got some pretty cool sounds out of that synth.
Oh, lots of people have, just not me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, the basic architecture of the MS-20, I'm good with. Once you get to the patch bay, then it's like
everything's out the window. But the difference is that it's got a high pass and a low pass like in line. This isn't like that. You know what I mean? So it's just different. I mean, this is switchable high pass and low pass, not like.
Oh yeah, that's true. We didn't play with that, did we?
No.
That
was in low pass mode.
Yes, we're supposed to be doing a thorough walkthrough of the unit.
This isn't supposed to be a thorough walkthrough. It's supposed to be a Dave teaches Anthony everything he knows.
Yeah.
In 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes.
And easily accessible in 5 minutes. I'm going to be a virtuoso.
Yeah, so the high pass filter.
Yep. There we go.
So the high pass filter cuts out the low frequencies.
Yeah. So there was the cut, or the here's the filter closed, and then
yes.
And then here's the resonance at about 25%. 50%. It's not my favorite. You get that screaming a lot earlier. It's not my favorite. I usually almost always am in low pass. It's just easier for me.
It usually sounds better. So sometimes you can get cool bass sounds if you put it in high pass mode, not cutting out much at all, and then up the resonance, because then that can put a peak in the bass. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let's try it.
You just play around with the
resonance
cutoff just a little bit.
There we go. Gotta work on my piano skills. Crazy.
Yeah, so you can have some fun with high pass filters, but yeah, usually the default is the low pass filter and like the classic Moog sound.
Sure.
Is the low pass filter. So what's next?
So
the envelope.
So first of all, this has got a feature that is weird to me.
Yeah,
it's got a VCA mode, so voltage controlled amplifier mode. So it's either going to run through the envelope generator or it's on when I just turned it on. So it's basically a drone synth when you turn it on. It follows the pitch. You understand what I'm saying? So you can just turn it on.
A latching or a hold or whatever. Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. It bypasses the envelope generator and just goes straight from the filter to the amp.
Yes. No, so I think one of my Arturia Mini Brute has a switch at the back called hold, I think.
Is that basically the same thing?
Yeah, it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with that. I switched to a VCA mode on, and I'm like, this thing's fucking broken. It won't shut off. And I actually had to look it up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, oh, it bypasses the envelope when you turn it on. Now I get it. That's actually pretty useful when you know what's going on, you know?
Yes. But that's pretty cool if you're doing like drone stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to put a drone and then get your new what'd you say, you're gonna try and get a new MPC?
Right. I'm selling everything. If anybody wants to buy anything, I'm having a clearing sale. I'm gonna keep this Moog, but I'm selling like 99% of everything else.
That's the real reason why we're doing this.
Right. I'm scaling down to an MPC 1. And I'm going to keep this Moog. And actually, I'm going to keep my Electribe too, because I really like that.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm not selling everything.
Well, there is an argument to be made for simplicity.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
don't too many devices,
Yeah.
and it's even the same in the computer with all the plugins. And
Yeah, I can't. I've tried. I've told my wife, and I've tried several times. Like, okay, I'm just going to sell all my hardware and just go straight software. I can't. It's not nearly as fun for me.
Yeah, I agree. But it's so much easier on the computer.
Oh, for sure. And see what happened was I just ended up buying a bunch of shit, and now I have so much stuff, but I don't hardly have time. I don't have time to play all this stuff. I need to pare it down to one. I really like the Electribe, and I really am digging this Moog so far. But I've always wanted an MPC. That's the one piece of gear that I've always wanted. But
they do look fun to play with, absolutely.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll be episode 2 of this series.
Right.
When you get an MPC.
Right.
They're a little bit more complicated.
Yes. I've never had one before, so I don't know how it's going to work. But it looks better than the machine. The who the hell makes the machine?
Akai.
No. Akai makes the MPC.
MPC, sorry.
It's fuck. I can't remember now.
Sorry, I lost track of the conversation.
There's somebody makes the machine, but I can't remember.
Your mom.
No. Too bad I can't get a good shot. My studio wasn't set up to record synth stuff. Just to record my beautiful face.
If anyone's watching this and wants to see what a better walkthrough, then you know what to do. There's plenty of videos available.
Right? Are you going to market this as a Moog Mother 32 walkthrough?
Of course.
That's amazing.
Of course.
Good. So now when I'm looking for help in the future, I'm going to come across this video.
Who the hell is this?
Oh, shit.
That was another question I forgot to ask at the start. How long does it take for your mum to warm up?
So I don't know the answer to that. So when I came out here today, I was just making a bunch of noise. I wasn't really paying attention to, if it was staying on track or anything. And yesterday, before I came out here, I turned it on about a half hour before I came out here. So I don't know, less than a half hour. That's all I can tell you definitively.
Definitely less than half an hour.
Right.
Awesome. So shall we proceed with the envelope section?
Sure.
The videos, like there wasn't an obvious ADSR.
There's not. There's an attack. There's an attack and a decay, and there's a sustain switch, which I've never came across that before either. I thought that was kind of weird.
So typically, attack decay setups are more for like plucks and drum patches and shit like that.
Sure. You don't get as much. I think you can get some of it through the patch bay. Maybe not. I haven't dug into the patch bay 100% yet, but
so ADSR stands for
attack, decay, sustain, release.
Yeah. So should we play with the
Sure. So sustain off. There's the sustain off, the attack at 0, and the decay is at about 50%. So if I turn the sustain on, it'll just hold the key as long as you hold the key. That's what the sustain is for.
So that's sort of like going from sustain, like if there was a knob from sustain 0 to a sustain 100.
Right. So we're going to turn the sustain on. We'll turn the attack up to about 50, and what that does is it slopes the sound up from 0 to, and there's the decay at 0. Is how long it takes after you let the key off. So before it. Go ahead.
Sorry. So what's going on there? Is the envelope opening up the filter?
So what do we have here? Let's see here. I got to look at this for a second. Hold on. Sorry.
Yes.
So
Yeah, because there's only one envelope. Like if you had two envelopes and one
yes,
more or less by default would be routed to the amplifier, the volume,
yes.
and the other one would be routed to the filter. So like the classic Moog sort of bass sound has an
So
envelope routed to the filter.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what I got going on here. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
So the filters and high pass filter mod. So the filter mod is set to envelope generator instead of VCO. So that must mean that the filter is being modulated by the
envelope.
Yes. So if I switch it to LFO, it's still even confusing a little bit for me. So I'm trying to learn it as I go.
Yeah.
Turn this. So there. So now it's on LFO, and I have the LFO turned off. So that should be just a regular, you know.
So if you turn the release up,
Turn the. I don't have a release. I have attack and decay.
Oh, decay. Oh, okay. So if you have sustain on and then attack down and then decay fully turned up or turned up halfway,
yeah,
that doesn't do a release, does it? No.
That's about 75% on the decay.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's 100% on the decay.
Huh.
It's pretty touchy, really.
Yeah.
Because that's about 50%, and that's a huge difference even from 75%. I mean, it's pretty touchy.
Yes.
25%, and here's 0. So I mean, it's pretty touchy.
Yeah. So it's like the envelope's a little bit quirky, I guess. I like synths that have their own, uniqueness to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many synths sort of all sound the same.
So what I'm confused about is the VCF mod amount. So I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So the VCF mod amount right now is at like 25%. There's 50. I'm not sure what is that, just modulating how. So the VCF mod source is set to LFO. The VCF mod amount, is that how much of the filter is getting modulated by the LFO?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It just the terminology is confusing to me.
Yeah.
And then I have another knob that says VCA mix, and I don't know what that does either. So it says low mix 1 on one side, and if I turn it all the way up to high mix 2 on the other side, it must be something from the patch bay, because I don't hear it affecting it at all, and I don't know what it does.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. I think it is something from the patch bay. I think I remember seeing in one of the videos. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So that's
We're doing a bang up job.
Here we are.
So I've also got a VCF mod polarity, which I've never seen before. Plus and minus.
Okay.
Voltage control filter mod polarity, plus or minus. Do you have? I don't know what that means.
Good question.
No either.
Nope.
Perfect. That makes me feel not so stupid.
So let's move on to the LFO.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we said already. There's one envelope and there's one LFO, right?
Right. Yes.
LFO it stands for low frequency oscillator.
Yes.
And
So,
it's like the oscillator that makes the noise, except it goes at a
Yeah.
lower frequency.
yeah.
So, I mean,
So if I set this,
like a siren is
Yeah.
if you apply a low frequency oscillator to a normal oscillator, sound oscillator, you can make
so I've got a
siren sound.
VCO mod source, and I'm switching it to LFO, and I've switched
Yeah.
my VCF mod source to LFO. So my oscillator and my filter should be affected by the LFO, correct?
I think so.
Okay, so if I just start with the mod amount, VCO mod amount all the way down, and the LFO rate all the way down, and then turn the mod amount to 25%, turn the LFO rate up.
So it's doing something.
I don't know what it's doing. Why are we not
What's the other knob to the left of the one you were playing with?
this?
No, below.
That's the tempo for the sequencer.
Oh, tempo for the sequencer. Oh, okay.
So I've got
So-
something set wrong here because
Guess so. Basically, what we're trying to do is set up like a siren type noise. Make the frequency go up and down.
yeah, something isn't right.
How long it takes. Whoa.
So the problem is I've got a
Oh.
VCF mod amount and a VCO mod amount.
Yes. But do you need to apply it to the filter and the oscillator at the same time, or
Nope.
what about just the oscillator?
Well, I don't know how to do that, apparently. Because, so let's try this. That's noise. That's not what I meant. So I've got it VCO mod source, LFO, right? And when I turn it up, nothing happens. What am I missing? I don't know what I'm missing here.
Sounds a bit weird too.
It does. I'm not sure what I'm missing. So let's turn it to that. So it's working on the filter.
There we go. Is that resonance on the filter?
Yes. That's why I had the resonance up on the filter.
Now you'd think whatever you did to make the filter do that, if you did the same to the main oscillator, it would do the.
You would think. So I'm going to switch the VCF mod source back to envelope generator.
Yep.
VCO mod. Because I got the VCO mod set at at pulse width instead of frequency. I knew I had something set wrong. Because there's a you can switch between pulse width modulation and frequency modulation. Still not making a whole lot of sense what's going on here. Oh. God, so stupid. There's so many switches and I keep fucking flipping them. So I'm back on LFO.
Ooh.
There we go.
And if you turn that LFO all the way up, then
you're into self oscillation at that point, right?
You're doing FM frequency modulation.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
So to get to where it self oscillates, you have to turn the amount all the way up, correct? That's with both of them all the way up.
get all sorts of weird harmonics.
Yes.
You can play around with that.
But if you have it at a reasonable amount,
Oh,
and
the
then
next question is, what are the waveforms on the LFO? So you said the waveforms on the main oscillator are, what did you say,
Yep.
saw and square?
saw and square. So I can that was the saw on the LFO.
Mhm.
So if I switch it to the square on the LFO,
There we go.
it's a lot more like it. The only descriptor I have is nerdy. It sounds nerdy to me. Like it just sounds so like
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it other than like choppy, choppy and nerdy. And then, but then you can also adjust the pulse width. Somewhere in here.
Yeah, so that nerdy sound, you can use that like a simple simple octave arpeggiator, I guess.
Yeah.
If you tune it so it's just oscillating back and forth
Mhm.
an octave or a fifth, you can sort of pick the interval.
Oh, interesting.
That's one of the things you can do, but yeah.
So I kind of like. I don't know why I can't get it to. So if I switch it to it, that's probably why. I'd have to switch it to a square wave. That's why. And then if you take it off of 0, take your pulse width off of 0, there's not such a definite break, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not going from 0 to 100, you know what I mean? Like I think that just sounds so cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's definitely got like some heft to it. You know, I don't know if that's the right word or not, but like it sounds beefy.
Yeah, whatever words you want to use.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the next major elements with the device you said are the sequencer and the patch bay. The sequencer you said you haven't.
I haven't even touched it other than to turn it on. Whatever that guy put in there, that's the only sequence I've even messed with.
If you press play on the sequencer, what happens?
That's the sequence that he had in there, so I don't know.
Yes. Oh, that's the tempo.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And at the bottom of the device, it's got like a simple little keyboardy thingy, doesn't it? You don't have a MIDI.
Yeah, you don't have to have it hooked up.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And the patch bay looks complicated.
It is, but it's clearly labeled as far as in and out goes. But there are some things that I don't know what they are. I don't know what mix 1 and mix 2 is. Like there's one of these that says mix 1, one that says mix 2, and there's two of them, and in and out for a multi or a molt, and then molt 1, molt 2, assign. Fuck, how the fuck am I supposed to know what that means? Assign what?
So yeah, so the patch bay is probably a instruction manual.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna have to go through the manual and see what each, I looked it up. I didn't even look it up, I suppose. I thought about it enough to be able to plug my key step in to the patch bay instead of through the MIDI. Yeah. Because when I plug it in through MIDI, it acts weird with the play button. You know what I mean? Because the play button, you have to have the play button pushed on the key step in order to use the, you know what I'm saying, in order to use the arpeggiator. But when you push the play button, it sends signals to this. So over MIDI, it's not right.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm sure there's probably something that I'm doing wrong, but it just didn't work straight away. So I was like, fuck it, I'm hooking it up through CV because I know I can hook up like gate to gate. I can hook the pitch out of here into the VCO to
Yeah.
control the VCO, and then the mod. The first thing I did was I hooked the mod up to the tempo because there's an input for the tempo of the sequencer. So I push
Yeah.
play on the sequencer, and you can control the tempo with the mod strip, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
But what I ended up doing, the mod is hooked up to the filter cutoff, which is standard.
Yes. Fuck yeah. So what color?
Black with wood sides. She's got wood. She's got wood cheeks.
Wooden cheeks.
Right. So apparently you can take this thing out and put it into a Eurorack case.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I've
Yeah,
never messed with Eurorack before, but
that was another one of my questions.
so I did start looking up Eurorack cases and Eurorack modules, and
Yeah. Okay.
so I'm pretty sure I'm broke just looking at them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just everything that you want to do on a synthesizer. Every single aspect is a different module that costs money. So, I
Yeah.
mean, no matter what you want to do, like there's a module for like an on-off switch. I mean, it's like literally a
Yeah.
module for everything. So, no, it doesn't matter what you want to do. It's a separate fucking module.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is very crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think my advice for anyone even considering modular is to get a virtual instrument. I think the one that I play around with is what's it called? Cherry Audio Voltage something.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, you play around with it on the on the computer,
And it's
and
free, or not free, but
it's relatively cheap.
Yeah.
There is also a free virtual modular synth environment. I can't remember what that's called, but oh well.
I think I got a copy of, I think it's called Brazil
Yeah.
Modular. I got a copy of that for free from that. It's not the full version, but it's like their scaled
Okay.
back version,
I was gonna say the full
But
version. Yeah,
what's that?
the full version's expensive, I think.
Yeah, I got it in. You know those magazines, those music magazines you get when you get a CD with them, and they have
Yes.
all that. It was one of those, and it had that in. And I don't even know that I ever installed it. It came with so much software. I just installed the drum machines and other stuff that looked interesting.
Cool. Yeah. So if you get some kind of virtual modular instrument,
It
play
should
around
be
with
able
that.
to at least tell you if you like it.
Yeah. If you like spending days and days on end fucking around with the different modules and wiring it up in all sorts of different ways, and potentially spending an entire day on that and having something that doesn't sound that good, then yeah,
The only
go for it.
reason that I would even consider buying or even looking into modular synths is because you can learn so much about how it works, how
Yeah.
synthesizers work. That shit is fascinating.
Oh
And
yeah.
like, even just this is
Yeah.
like, sometimes it makes my head spin. So I can't even imagine if I had like a huge modular system. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you've got to find something that's compatible with your brain, I suppose.
Right. And I'm telling you, this is already there more than the MS-20 was.
That's good.
The patch bay on the MS-20 just even after just the regular architecture of the synth itself, and then you
Yeah.
add in the patch bay, I was out. I was like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Because the patch bay on the MS-20 isn't particularly well labeled. I've
No.
got the VST
Yeah.
of it, and yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So do we want to try and come up with a patch?
Sure. I'll take your lead.
Okay. Bass sound.
Sure. Yeah, bass sound. Give me a basic bass sound.
And the no, square. Why
Okay.
not square wave
Okay.
with pulse width modulation.
Okay.
And can you do that? Oh, yes, you can. Yeah, you can do pulse width modulation with the LFO.
Pulse
And
width
then,
with the LFO, right?
and then use the envelope to open and close the filter.
So then we're going to go filter to the envelope generator. High pass or low pass? Low pass.
Low pass, yeah.
Low pass. And then we're going to control the VCO with the pulse width. VCO mod source is going to be the LFO. Sustain on or off? Probably off, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
LFO wave, we're going to control the square wave. Okay.
Perfect. Done.
Wow. I don't know why I got so quiet.
Yes.
VCO mod amount. There we go. Because that was. Now I understand. Better. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try this. So I've got some swing on my. There we go.
Yes. If you like,
there.
open and close the filter.
So how do I make this modulate the open and closing of the filter? Huh? What do you say?
That is already modulating. Pretty sure.
See, it doesn't. I don't think it is.
Maybe not.
Because if I turn the cutoff to about 75%, that's what it sounds like. So if I turn it back down and then I turn that to about 75%, maybe it is. There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. There's your decay. It would be better if I knew music theory and I could play some actual chords and notes that were together.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like I have any idea what sounds good together. Usually I just fuck around until something sounds good.
Yeah, that works.
We'll put it in random order.
What do I do as well?
Say that again.
One thing about knowing music theory is it can lock you in too much to like set chords.
Oh, yeah.
Scales and whatnot. Like it's still better to know theory than to not know theory. But if you don't know theory, you can potentially stumble across stuff that you wouldn't if you were
like a happy accident.
Yes. So I've got a MIDI note generator.
Oh.
VST plugin, and you can use that just to try and come up with like happy accidents more or less.
Hmm.
Just like random sets of notes, and then build stuff up from there.
So let's add a little bit of just a smidge of noise.
Yeah, so it doesn't have any effects on it at all.
It just generates random MIDI notes, and you plug it in. You can put it in whatever.
I'm actually talking about your mum.
Okay, sorry. What were you saying?
It doesn't have any onboard effects. There's no delay or reverb.
No, that's what sucks. I have a couple of chorus pedals that I don't use with my guitar, and I brought them over here, but I don't have any 9-volt batteries because I've got everything plugged into my pedal board over there, so I don't have any power for them. So I was like, "That's gonna be useless. I'd have to reroute some fucking power over here."
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different pedals that can sound pretty good.
I only have one delay pedal, so
okay.
The only effect that I'm not using on my guitar right now is the chorus, I guess.
Yeah, and it also doesn't have any like drive or distortion.
No, nothing. But from my experience, that's good. But the best thing you can do is reverb and delay. Really, I mean, unless you're trying to get something real nasty, then some drive and would be awesome. But
yeah,
but it is phenomenal what a little bit of reverb can do.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. So that's cool. So yeah, that you're all ready now to start writing some theme tunes for
right
some of our friends.
I'm gonna write a noise album pretty quick here because that's easy to come by. I'm just gonna put it on some kind of drone patch and just start fucking twiddling knobs and record it.
Exactly.
And then
Done.
I'm gonna bring it in and I'm gonna chop it up into like 3 or 4 second bits and just switch those bits all around.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's all you need to do.
I'm gonna be famous.
So thanks for that, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. It does help talking it through with someone, even though I mean, like we were trying to figure it out together. You probably know more about it than I do, but I was trying to figure it out. And my wife, you have a synthesizer. What do you need another one for? That's what she like. Why would you trade one synthesizer for another synthesizer? What the hell's the difference? That's what she said.
So you're saying your wife's not a massive fan of your mum?
No, she's not.
It's always the way, isn't it?
That's right.
So you make sure you enjoy your mum and take good care of her.
Oh, I will.
And maybe one day I'll get a chance to enjoy your mum too.
Hopefully. She's definitely for everybody.
And we'll see you next time on How the Heck Does This Thing Work?
Yeah, when I get the MPC one.
Bye.
Bye.